Today we're here with the summer mortgage update with G and Gemma. So just to crack things off, is there anything new in regards to legislation or laws recently brought in on mortgages?
Not since the last update.
No, nothing new. Nothing
new.
big, you know.
Nothing big.
I say personally, I've not seen anything in the news in that regard. As you say,
not in terms of laws or legislations.
No. The only new thing is sort of the new 100% mortgage, really.
Yeah.
And that's,
all they ever talk about is interest rates, isn't it? And always,
yeah.
As with anything, the negative press about them going up as well.
The scaremongering.
So, no, indeed. So, how is the mortgage market actually looking in that regards?
Strong, I would say. The world is still moving. People are still buying.
Mm-hmm.
People still have mortgages that they need to put new products on, their mortgages onto new products. So, yeah, it's still ticking along. Lenders still want to lend money. Yeah. It's just that it's a little bit more expensive these days.
Is it a good time to buy at the moment?
Don't know. You're the expert for that, aren't you? Yeah.
It's always a good time. Always a good time to buy for selling houses. You know, because I think, the way the market is at the moment, there's just not a lot of available properties out there. So we've got good demand from clients. So from that perspective, but then it's not all about me. It's, from that perspective.
Definitely getting more first-time buyers now, I think, than I was before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
That's good. I think they need the confidence to come back in to the market. Obviously, when the press is negative, positive news doesn't make the press. I think, we mentioned briefly earlier on about the, 800, mortgages or deals being withdrawn from the market. And that's the news. But obviously, you tell me, obviously that's not the case.
No, it's not. They take away the products, they reprice them, then they bring them back a day later. Yeah. So when the news say 800 products are gone, they're not gone. They come back the next day. So it's just how lenders work. They reprice their products all the time, to make sure that they're in line with what's going on. Yeah. So there's always products available, thousands and thousands of products.
We only need one.
Yes, you do.
That's the main thing.
Absolutely.
So I think, look, we discussed the news earlier on, saying about 100% mortgages, which obviously was positive news in that regard.
Good.
So what can you tell me about that?
Well, this is what, is elaborated on to lenders wanting to lend money. There are schemes out there available to help people get on the property ladder. So 100% mortgages, Skipton Building Society are the only lender that are dealing with that at the moment.
Who do they, is it available to everybody? Or is
no,
it just
first-time buyers only. You have to be over 21 years old.
Tick.
And it's all based around the rent that you are pretty much paying at the moment.
Yeah. So only really first-time buyers are actually rented accommodation?
It's for renters,
They'll assess it against the rental payments.
Basically, the mortgage payment can't be more than what they're paying on their rent at the moment.
Okay.
So it works for people that are spending a lot of money on rent.
Yeah.
But if you're renting a room, for example, and you're spending maybe £400 or £500 a month on...
It's not going to...
Is there any other help for those that are, for example, living at home with parents? Because obviously I appreciate rents are high at the moment. So obviously it does put them in a nice... stronger position to borrowing, but
there's always help available for normal first-time buyers.
Yeah, there's still 5% deposit products available. There's still the Nationwide Help in Hand that boosts affordability a bit. So
because the Help to Buy is gone now, isn't it?
Help
is
to
that
Buy
right?
is gone.
Help to Buy is gone. What about there was an ISA, wasn't it, as well? There was
Lifetime ISA.
Okay.
Yeah, so you could still get a bonus from the government.
Okay.
But it's not. You don't have to pay it back.
Yeah.
So that's like the Help to Buy ISA, basically.
Okay.
Just gives you a bit of a boost.
Yeah. And I say the BBC recently said also that the 2-year fixed rate has risen by £35 a month for the average person. But obviously, as we discussed, again, that...
Depends on how much your mortgage is.
Yeah, it depends what your loan to value is, how much your mortgage is.
It might have gone up £35 a month if you own... 100 grand mortgage, but if you have a 500 grand mortgage, it would probably be more than that. So that it's difficult to say what it's gone up by monthly. It's more based on your own individual circumstances, really.
Of course. What do you expect the rates to do over the next? I know it's difficult to say, so I'm not going to put you on the
Wish
spot.
I had a crystal
I'm not going to come
ball.
back.
Who knows?
I'm not going to come back in 6 months and say you were wrong.
If you'd asked us last summer, what
that's
happened?
the question of the year, I think.
It is.
What do you think rates are going to do?
Well, I think they've changed. They keep, you see the reports. One bit they're coming down, and then all of a sudden they're then
going up
next month. The Bank of England is talking about putting rates up again.
So they hiked in November with the whole Liz Truss.
Yeah, the panic that set in.
Panic,
Yeah.
So they hiked in November. Then they have dropped consistently till about now, really, in the last month
and
or
it's
so.
kind of plateaued a bit, hasn't it, really?
Yeah.
It's been smaller changes.
It's gone down, and now they are creeping back up again.
Yeah.
But I think that's because the forecasts were expecting inflation to be down by now,
Yeah.
and it's down, but not enough to where it needs to be. So the Bank of England base rate is still high and probably
Yeah.
will continue to go up, basically. So rates are creeping up.
We're creeping up.
So if your
5%.
remortgage is due in 6 months, make sure you fix now.
I think that's the key, is the knowing that it's interesting the amount of people that are still spending money is the fact they keep putting interest rates up. But people are still spending. Disposable income
Yeah.
still seems to be, it's not having the effect now. Obviously, we're not strategists at the Bank
Yeah.
of England. So, but at the same time,
Well, interesting. Fuel and gas and electric have gone down, and that's expected to go down into winter. But food price is still very high, so that's what's causing the.
it's always frustrating when
Hike
they
at
do
the
put the
moment.
prices down on certain like fuel, so you buy more of it, and then they then use that against you by saying, "Well, hang on, you're spending more money on fuel, so we need to put up interest rates."
Yeah.
So it's,
It's such a
luckily we don't have to
catch-22,
work
isn't
that
it?
out. with the
Everybody
banks
just
themselves,
stop
so-
spending money, and then
Yeah.
we can get this place back to normal.
Okay. That's straightforward as that. So,
Yeah,
So just
I
to
wish.
recap, it is still a good time to buy a house.
Yeah, still good.
I mean, there's always the question: is when is the right time to buy? Everyone always asks that question.
And generally, it's always 6 months ago. You know,
Yes,
interesting.
always
from that
6 months
factor, it's
ago.
always, it's
You know.
houses are a long-term investment. You know,
Yeah.
from that perspective. So we're not,
You know, people always say, "I'm waiting for the market to crash." Well, the market's kind of gone down. Would you say?
you'd always buy when you
Yeah.
can afford it. I
Yeah.
think in that.
Yes.
That's
It's always the
important
right time
factor
for
there.
you.
It's a long-term
Yeah.
investment. We don't see it as an investment because it's going to be a home, but at the same time, that is for any of us. That is will always be
Yeah.
our largest investment.
You might be able to get yourself a good deal at the moment, but obviously interest rates are higher, so you will be paying for it.
Perfect. So then all they need to do is book an appointment and come and see you.
Come see us.
And that's it.
And we can help.
Perfect. Thanks for today. Nice to see you both.
Thank
Thank
you.
See you on the next, whatever they call them these days.
Podcast.
See you on the next podcast.
Thank
There we
you.
go. Thanks.